Welcome to the Cathedral of Shadows, where demons gather.
Welcome to the Cathedral of Shadows and Megami Tensei podcast. I am host number one, Razin.
Hey guys, I'm Katsu. I am the admin of Mayonaka Midnight, soon to be renamed Mayonaka Forums. Anyway, what's going on?
Well, we're starting a podcast. Woo! So,
Podcast.
yes, so this is more of an introductory episode, so it's going to be a little bit out of the norm from our later stuff. So, what we want to do is we want to be a voice of the fan base almost. So, we want to give our opinions on things, but we also want you guys to chime in. So usually what's going to happen is for the first half of the show, we're going to talk about anything SMT related, really, or just in the franchise. News, stuff we like about some of the older entries in the series, stuff that's going on with Atlas, anything really. And for the second half, what we want to do is get you guys involved, and we have a email account opened up called cathedralofshadows@gmail.com. You can email us there to ask questions, any form of review or criticism you guys have, that maybe we can address. You guys can send that there.
Reviews, criticisms, questions, etc. What's our shoe size? What are we wearing right now? Anything.
You could just use it as a sex hotline if you really wanted to. I'm sure either of us will address that. So, yeah. So, so first we wanna get into our introduction to the series, how we got into Megami Tensei. So, do you want to go first, or should I?
I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm probably going to get flack for this, but we're going to address that whole debate later, but I want to say it right now. My first ever foray into the Megami Tensei anything was Persona 3 FES. I was at GameStop one day. I saw Persona 3 FES. I was like, hey, Mom, can I get it? And she was like, sure. Got Persona 3 FES. I couldn't get Nocturne at the time because it was rated M, but Persona 3 FES was rated M.
Okay, I'm not the only person that had that issue. Yeah, my parents wouldn't let me play
Yeah.
rated games until I was like 16. I fucking hated that.
Yeah.
All right, so for me, my introduction to the franchise is kind of odd in that a new game, I think I saw it in Nintendo Power because I was still subscribed at the time. Devil Survivor 1 was coming out for the regular DS. And I was like, oh, that looks interesting. So as I did with a lot of DS games that came out, I downloaded the ROM first to see if I wanted to actually purchase it. So I got a ways into Devil Survivor 1 until I got to the Wendigo fight. And since, everyone has that first boss in their Megami Tensei history where they just get their ass kicked super hard.
Get their shit pushed in.
Yeah. That was the Wendigo for me in Devil Survivor 1. I'm like, this game sucks, it's too hard. So I didn't even think of the series at that point. I was just put off. I didn't understand that it was me being bad. I just thought the game was overly difficult, which looking back it really isn't.
Yeah.
So I avoided it for a while, and then one summer, someone says, hey, this game's coming out on the PSN store called Persona 3 FES. It's like $10. You should get it. And I was talking to the guy I file share with, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm about like, 30 hours in or whatever." So I downloaded it, and I immediately got addicted. It was to the point where I pulled an all-nighter, and I was talking to the guy I file share with. He's like, "Oh, so how far are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm on floor whatever of Tartarus." He's like, "You're equal to what I'm at." So in one day, I caught up to like a month and a half of his gameplay time. So that was amazing.
What about your favorite Shin Megami Tensei, or what's your favorite game?
Oh, for me, it's very much Devil Survivor 2. What about you?
It'll have to be. It's a tie between Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2. Like, I love the characters, I love the cast. Code Embryon. They're a bunch of cool dudes. Like, I could totally hang out with them. And Persona related stuff.
Yes, Persona
Atlas,
Studio.
Yes, Atlas has finally made the Persona Studio official. A studio, a team of guys dedicated to making Persona titles. We've also been promised by one of the Persona directors that we'll be seeing some major Persona developments in the coming months. I guess that's pretty much it for major Megami Tensei news.
Yep.
There's some small stuff here and there, but it's nothing really worth mentioning.
Persona 3 movie.
Yeah, Persona 3 movie, but
This November
not,
is on Japan.
Yeah, this November. Persona 4 is getting a slot machine game.
This is news to me.
Come on, Atlas.
Well, all the true fans are just going to import that.
A slot machine game?
Yeah. Just got it.
They're just gonna buy. They're gonna buy a slot machine.
Yeah, just have it shipped over from Japan to America or Europe or South America or wherever the hell you are.
Yes. Okay.
That's about it.
That does it for the first SNT podcast.
So yeah, see you guys.
See ya.